It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg alongside. And our sideline reporter tonight is Doris Burke. A quick check now at the starting lineups for both teams. One of the players we'll be seeing in this one, Bill Laimbeer.
And one of the plays we're going to see with him a lot is the pick and roll. He's tremendous both as a screener and a popper. And you don't see him whistle for a lot of moving screens because his positioning is solid and his timing is right on the money.
And guys, he plays a tough brand of basketball. His biggest tool and asset is his strength, and he uses it every time down the court.
It's the first game back in Atlanta for the Hawks. This their first look at this year's New York squad. Well, you look at last year, they just could not find their footing. Here's the Cobra. A 14-point game for him in the win against Charlotte.
And he was so good defensively, anticipating every pass. He had a ton of steals in that game.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two. Well, as Steve was saying, Clark, you know, they're in the same conference. There's going to be a lot of familiarity there. And who knows, after that, they may see each other in the playoffs, too, if all goes right from there.
Well, that's certainly a possibility, Kevin, but we've got a long way to go before that scenario comes to pass.
That's right. And they now lead as the free throw drops for him.
You know, the Knicks got off to a fast start, but when you employ as many old bodies as they did last year, it's hard to sustain the level of play you need over the course of a full season. It's one reason they started to falter a bit late in the year.
Anthony kicks to Maravich. And Clark, you said the Knicks did hit that lull last season right after the All-Star break into early March. Steve, when the vets saw the finish line in sight, they picked up their play and got back in it.
That's right. They won 13 games in a row late in the season, catapulting themselves back into the top tier of teams in the East, and let everyone know that they would not be exiting the playoffs early. That really was the start of that run.
Well, the thing is that they haven't gotten it done at the line here early in the ballgame.
Goodrich passes to the Cobra. That's a two from Korver, and that's good for two. Korver's got his first points of the night. Here is Maravich. Coming in off a 21-point game his last outing. Feeds it to Frazier. Takes the 13-footer, and it turns out it's going to be a foul. He was hoping for a clean block. But the officials felt otherwise, so we'll see some free throws here. These are his third and fourth free throw attempts of the game. The first one falls. A different look for New York. Stoudemire comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's Amon Shumpert in for Maravich. And Frazier drops them both. 1:15 left in the first quarter. Stockton outside. The feed to Korver. Back to Stockton. Passes it to the Cobra. 6 to shoot. He kicks it to Stockton. And here's Korver from the arc. No luck. Now the Knicks take it the other way. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
In a loss like that, guys, you've just got to flush it down the toilet and put it behind you.
Yeah, you do, Steve, but it's much easier said than done. I mean, it's hard not to dwell on the type of poor performance it was for them.
Knocks it loose. And here comes Smith, leading the fast break. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. Smith's got his second bucket tonight.
Not trying to rattle any rims or racks there. Just up and in with the finger roll.
6-second difference between shot and game clock. That's a two from Korver. That one wide left.
What a start they've gotten off to on the glass. I mean, they've come out banging.
And when a game starts off like this, there's an intimidation factor that comes into play.
Frazier dishes to Shumpert. The finger roll finish at the bucket. Frazier's got 10.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening, Steve.
No, it's off the charts. It really is. And defensively, I mean, they have to start shutting down some of those lanes to the hoop.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. at the last game for the Atlanta Hawks. It was a win against Charlotte.
And you know what was most impressive? They wasted very few possessions in that game. They ran their offense close to perfection.
That's what we call a mute button game in front of a hostile crowd. They never let the fans get into it, had them on their hands the whole time.
And New York, looking at who they've got. Now alongside the three with Amari down at power forward. Maravich is out there with Udrich, and it's Lambier in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Thanks, Kevin. The Cobra in the last game against the Bobcats, boy, was he tremendous. He dropped 14 points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him in what was a great exhibition on his part. This was just the game he needed to snap the cold spell he was in. That has to be a major relief for his team, guys.
Thanks for the great report, Doris. Guys, the way he carried them that night, Clark, I thought was truly incredible.
Absolutely. I mean, he did the work of several players in that game. He really didn't need much support at all.
But they shouldn't count on that type of performance again tonight, Clark. I mean, his teammates need to be prepared to carry a little bit more of the load.
Frazier, he's checked in for New York. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in.
What's interesting for me to watch with Mike Woodson as head coach in New York is the exciting floor spacing offense they started playing last season. In Atlanta, he's been known for a grinded out isolation play style, but has actually tweaked his approach a little bit, and that's been impressive.
Frazier left side. Anthony backing him down. Frazier. Back to Anthony. Pulls up. And the Knicks miss again. And back to Mike Woodson, not a flashier, high-maintenance type of personality. He keeps it on the level, and I think, Steve, the players appreciate that.
Players definitely like that. He's very quiet on the sidelines, but not afraid to get in your face when necessary. And I think that's a really good temperament for a coach to have. In general, I think he's a guy who is very well respected around the league and did an excellent job with New York a season ago.
Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for New York.
It looks like they're ready to run, fellas. I mean, they haven't hesitated at all to get out on the break so far.
Yeah, and I've noticed also that their quick hands have led to a lot of forced turnovers. They're getting some points in transition as a result.
Frazier kicks to Mark. Maravich. Dishes it to Carmelo. That falls. Nice feed that time from Pete Maravich. And it's 6 points for Carmelo Anthony.
You know, the only tough part of that basket for him was getting into such good position. The rest of it seemed easy. You know, Horford missed a big chunk of that 2011-12 season after he tore the pectoral muscle in his shoulder. But he bounced back last season, and he arguably had his best year of his NBA career.
Pass to Corbin. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Goodrich. From outside, off the mark.
He hit a three in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
And going back down, Horford. Career high Clark last season in minutes played.
Yeah, he averaged a double-double for the first time in his career, Kevin, so that injury didn't give the Hawks pause. They rode Horford more than ever, and he was up to the challenge.
The dish to Korver. The pass to the Cobra. The Hawks working the ball around. There's a good screen. Just 5 on the clock. And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
Yeah, no excuses there. Got a really good look at the basket after being freed up by the pick.
We say it all the time. The execution was excellent. The result not as good, but good ball movement anyway.
Goodrich kicks to Korver. Korver off the pick from Horford. Korver passes to Goodrich. Off target from three-point range.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Yeah, they're lucky that they didn't get burned on that one.
The shot by Anthony, no good. The Hawks trail by 9. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful.
Give him assist. Not pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
The Knicks making a switch here. Tyson Chandler, who's checked in for Lambeer. Stoudemire comes in for Kenyon Martin. J.R. Smith's checked in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's Amon Shumpert in for Maravich. And so we wrap up the first half.
And now, brought to you by Sprint. And now let's the Sprint halftime report, presented by Sprint.
The second half just pass to Goodrich. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter.
Well, we got a moment here now, Kevin, to look back to last year's Knicks. First in fewest turnovers a game, fifth in three-point shooting. And they were in the top half of the league offensively with their point totals as well. Not bad, just kind of pedestrian. Maybe average is a better way to describe it.
And this is a smart team, Clark, because you talked about the turnovers, #1 in the league in terms of fewest mistakes. And that's when they were at their best. When they controlled the action offensively, they were able to execute without making mistakes, and that allowed them to set up their defense at the other end. This was a really well-disciplined club.
The Cobra in at point guard. Horford is out there with Elton Brand. Then there's Paul Millsap, and it's Goodrich in at the 2. So that's the Hawks 5. Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Hey guys, the last few summers, Carmelo Anthony has incorporated boxing training into his off-season regimen. He said being a boxing fan since he was a kid, he was always intrigued by the elite conditioning level boxers have to attain. He added that the hand-eye coordination and physicality help both his shooting and his ability to play at the power forward spot. Kevin?
Yeah, with his hard-charging style of play, it makes sense. Thanks, Doris. Goodrich against Maravich. The Cobra passes to Goodrich. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Well, sometimes, guys, you can forget he's out there, and all of a sudden, bang, he'll string together 3 or 4 shots in a row and just take over the game.
And something else he does is he's great off the dribble. He can take it to the rack or pull up. So as a defender, you don't know how to play him.
And the Hawks making a change here. Stockton's checked in. Now Maravich. He has 6. Smith outside. Shot clock at 6. The Cobra passes to Stockton. Here's Goodrich. The basket is good. The assist from Stockton. Goodrich has got 8 here in the quarter.
Great interplay there between those 2 teammates.
Frazier outside. Frazier right side. Smith. And the Knicks miss again. Here's the Cobra. He dishes it to Mutombo. He passes to the Cobra. Goodrich. They set the pick. Just 4 to shoot. Anthony on the double team. And it's Goodrich missing.
The defense needs to play tight on him, and that's exactly what they did to force that miss. Well done.
Here's Frazier. It's blocked by Goodrich. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here. With this stoppage in play, we have a chance now to show you which teams led the league in three-point percentage last year. Number 5, the Knicks.
You know, a solid three-point game can be the cornerstone of an effective offense. I mean, it adds a little pop and punch to what a team is doing offensively. And last year, this team was not made up of just good three-point shooters. They had great three-point shooters.
Well, every once in a while, he'll show us some pretty good moves around the hoop.
The Hawks trail by 3. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Stockton with it. Now Smith defending. Here's Mutombo. Udrich grabs the board.
He's been trying to add that mid-range shot to his arsenal, but it still isn't there.
Shumpert, Millsap covering. Shumpert dishes to Udrich. Inside the Lambier. It's good. This time the assist from Udrich. Now it's a 5-point Knicks lead.
Purely from a size standpoint, that is a mismatch that's going to be hard to overcome defensively.
Mutombo kicks to Stockton. He feeds it to Millsap. Passes it to the Cobra. Hawks passing it around. Clock at 6. And Stockton, here we go. The finger roll finish at the bucket. Stockton's got 10 points in the game.
His shooting has been so good today. He may have to take it upon himself to try to get his club out of this hole.
And Udrich kicks to Lambier. Shumpert. Feeds to Smith. 16 feet away. And a foul call on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Well, last year at the free throw line, he was successful 76% of the time.
And the Knicks making a change here. Both free throws good from Smith. Shots continuing to fall as we conclude the third quarter. Both teams putting up points. All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for New York.
They've been the aggressors, and they've been tougher in the paint all game.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
On the court for the Knicks. Melo is the 3, Amari is at the 4. Frazier is out there with Maravich. And it's Lambier in at the 5, home in the paint. Here's Frazier. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Here's what the schedule says for the New York Knicks and what it looks like following this one. They get to host the Rockets. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home.
And, you know, for the Rockets, that's a game they'd really like to have. You know, I think Carmelo is one of the great scorers in the NBA, but his three-point shooting has really been inconsistent over the course of his career. That's where he could make the most improvement. Shoots a low percentage out there, and I think settles too often for that three-point shot. He's so strong, I'd like to see him put the ball on the floor and get to the hole more.
Alden Brand's checked in for cool hands. And Steve, to go back to Anthony and his shooting stroke, he shot more threes last season than ever before. Clark over 6 a game.
And so maybe as he emphasizes that part of his game a little more, he can get his percentage back up to the 40s like in 2011. If that happens, there's no question that makes him even more deadly as a scorer.
Good point.
And when Melo attacks off the dribble, I think that's when he's really at his best. He's got excellent ball handling skills and footwork for a player of his size. And whether putting the ball in his hands in the pick and roll or just isoing him in that pinch post area, he is very tough to defend when he gets ahead of steam going.
Both free throws good from Anthony. And for Carmelo, attacking the rim makes a lot of sense. His three-point shot has been streaky over the years, but he looks like he's at least trying, Steve, to diversify his offense.
So I think he needs to attack more often. He can settle for threes. Sometimes he has a tendency to do that, but he's so strong and so quick that I think he's best suited when he really attacks the hole and gets to the foul line. Well, you allow them to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, I think you got to foul them, and free throws are better than a layup.
Well, you knew with no Joe Johnson in Atlanta anymore, there'd be extra shots to go around. Al Horford got a few of them, and with Johnson's departure, it's one of the reasons he had more field goal attempts than in any season of his career.
Maravich, the pass to Frazier. Fast break, the Hawks. On up the court. And it's Goodrich missing. New York leading by 8. Lambier screen. Frazier with it. He's picked up by Brand. And the rejection by Brand. Here's the Cobra, covered by Anthony. Goodrich dishes to Millsap. Kicks it to Brand. The feed to Goodrich. Pass to the Cobra. Brand with it. 6 on the shot clock. Is stolen by Stoudemire. Here we go, one-on-one. A nice shot by Frazier. Frazier's got 20.
And the defense just lets him go there.
And once he hit the open floor, there was no looking back, straight to the rack.
Steve, you talked about Horford scoring last season, upping his scoring rate. Over 17 points a game.
I really liked his efficiency, Kevin. He remained efficient even as he added to his point totals. He continues to be a very underrated jump shooter. He's a more physical player than he gets credit for being, and that mid-range stroke of his is something that is as good as anybody's in the league for his size.
Stoudemire kicks to Frazier. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. He's got 22.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Millsap against Anthony. He kicks it to Goodrich. Doubled by Frazier. There's the pass to the Cobra. And the miss, not the best shot selection there. The Knicks leading by 10. Stoudemire, the pass to Frazier. And he's going up for the alley-oop. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. And here's what's up coming now for the Hawks. They host the 76ers after this game. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. In low to Brand. And the shot is good.
And that's why teams emphasize the use of screens and picks just to get you some open looks like that one.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Hey, guys. Well, Mike Woodson had some advice for the team over that last break. He was propping his guys up for their defensive pressure, saying, listen, the pressure you put on them has been fantastic. Keep pestering them, keep forcing turnovers, and we'll be in a great position to win this thing.
The Cobra passes to Horford. Goodrich. Here's the Cobra. Frazier covering. Horford with the screen on Maravich. Lock at 6. On the wing, Goodrich. Frazier covering. Goodrich, that's good.
And now both of these clubs really in a groove here.
Already a high-scoring game, but it has become an offensive showcase down the stretch.
Frazier with it. Now guarded by the Cobra. Here's Lambier. Good. Great play set up by Frazier. Frazier's got his 8th assist here tonight.
Great job of utilizing that screen and finding space to knock down the jumper. Good basketball.
Brand against Stoudemire. Brand dishes to Goodrich. Passes to the Cobra. He feeds it to Millsap. Feeds away. The Knicks pull it in.
Just an enormous advantage for them on the boards.
Guys, the key to the lead, to me, has been they've dominated the glass. It's that simple.
Here's Stoudemire. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. And the Knicks lead by 10.
Very nice pickup of the offensive rebound. And once he gets his hands on it, you know it's going back up and back in.
Goodrich against Maravich. Millsap left side. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. 1:10 left in the fourth quarter. Maravich against Goodrich. That's good. Frazier's got 12 points here in the second half.
All of the scoring in tight is coming at that end of the court.
But they're finding the holes in the defense, and they're exploiting them.
Out of bounds, Hawks ball as Atlanta keeps possession. .55 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Brand, a screen on Frazier. Here's Goodrich. And a new group in for the Knicks. Tyson Chandler, who's checked in for Lambier. Bargnani comes in for Amari Stoudemire. J.R. Smith's checked in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's Pablo Prigioni in for Maravich. La Cobra, and the layup's good off the glass. Now Udrich. Guys, you've got to think a basket here would seal.
No question about it. That would be all she wrote.
Dishes to Smith. Feeds to Udrich. Back to Smith. Here's the screen. Shot clock at 6. He passes to Udrich. Back to Smith. Fades. But they'll get another chance.
That's how to bang down low. His hard work gives him another possession.
And Udrich kicks to Prigioni. The dish to Udrich. There's the feed to Prigioni. So no problem for New York as they get the win.
Your team couldn't get the win, but you played a pretty good individual game. Is bittersweet the right description for how you're feeling right now?
Bittersweet? Isn't that like a type of chocolate or something? I don't even really know what you're getting at here. We lost the game, so we should talk about that. No sense in going over what I did, good or bad. We need to figure out what the team did wrong overall, so we can figure out how to change that before our next game. Man, I really want a candy bar now, though, man. Can anyone help a brother out, man? Anybody?